So yes, I have indeed bought an unofficial Telecaster, but I have a plan. Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World. So yes, I have bought, in air quotes, an unofficial Telecaster, but I do have plans for it. So recently I made a Telecaster, or I put together a parts caster, and in that video I said I really liked the neck but I wasn't sure about the body, but I may have another body coming, and the other body is in this package which came from China. Now the thing about this body is it does actually have a neck attached and all the hardware and everything like that, but I plan on really just using the body. I think I don't plan on using the whole thing, so really I bought this for the body. But the most important thing is, the thing that people want to see is what's it like. So let's unbox it. Oh, did you see that catch? Did you see that catch? I'll maybe leave that in. I won't do any bloopers, but I'll maybe leave that in. That was a good catch, Dunsy. So I think we can open this like we would open any other normal sort of guitar type parcel. It's not a great big thing covered in bloody yellow tape. So yes, let's just open the top. Cut along here. Cut a long story short. Please do, please do. Oh, and inside that box we have another box. Oh, the dreaded polystyrene stuff that goes everywhere. I need to have this cleared up before my wife gets home. So, yeah, let's go. Doesn't feel too heavy. So there we go, that's that box. I don't know, I do not speak Chinese, so that maybe says a pretender Telecaster. It's difficult. Oh, you ready? Quality lead. Oh, looks good. I expect this comes with a, oh, look at the logo. A Don King Telecaster. So yeah, seems to have arrived safe. The problem is trying to keep all this bloody polystyrene stuff. Sorry for the appalling language, folks, but it is what it fucking is. So what I'll do is, I'll get this out of this case here. So there it is. How does the neck feel? Well, I won't be keeping the neck anyway. That's not my plan. I just wanted I was so pleased with my parts caster. I thought, you know what? I'm going to assemble another one, and I'll just get a body. But man, that's nice. Even just like a normal sort of body in the UK finished like this was a lot of money. Well, you know, it was certainly more than this. This was £150, including delivery, and I have got to say I'm really quite impressed with the, oh man, yeah, this is nice. Very sort of, I'll get a close up, but very straight corners on that. So if I was keeping this neck, the first thing I'd want to do would be to round that down a bit. That almost feels sore, but overall, straight out of the boxes, man, that looks cool. But let's have a closer look, and then we'll plug it in, plug and play. So here is the Pretender Telecaster. Now I've got to say I am really quite impressed with this finishing. So even if I just bought this body for £150, I would be pleased with that. I mean, I don't know what the actual body is and what it's made of. I could take this off and check, but really this video is just to see how it arrived, because I'm literally going to be changing, I'm going to be changing the bridge. I have other pickups coming which aren't actually for a Telecaster. I'm going to do that. I'll probably change all the wiring as well, and I'm not going to keep this neck. I'm going to see if that Strat neck will fit on, and if it doesn't, I'll maybe get another. But this feels okay, I've got to say. So let's look at the frets. So there's no sharp edges sticking over, you know what I mean, there's no sharp edges actually hanging over the fingerboard. The fingerboard is very, very square. Very square. They haven't been rounded round here, but I'm not really catching my finger on it, but I have heard reports to say that the frets aren't great. Can you tell what they're like? I don't think they've been particularly crowned, but I mean it's all right when you think about what you're paying. As you know, you're getting old when you keep your Gaviscon Nest, your Tesco low flat special flakes. Keep that on hand. So what's my initial thoughts on this? I am so impressed with the quality. The neck seems like it's sort of unfinished. I do not imagine these are Fender tuners at all, but I do have tuners on that other neck. Oh, look at that. It's quite a, I don't know if I can focus on that. It's a bit of a gap. It's focusing on my brand flakes. Seems to be a bit of a gap there. I will investigate that obviously when I'm taking this neck off, so I don't even know if this will play all right. So I will plug it in and we'll see how it plays. I don't think I'll be keeping it in its current state for very long. I've got everything to replace on it. It was really the body that I'm after. So let's plug it in, see how it plays, and then I'll just do a summing up at the end. So there you have it, or here you have it. So the Pretender Telecaster, what are my initial impressions? Unbelievable for £150, which I will have said quite a few times in this video. Just the body alone is like, it's finished so well. I can't see any issues with that at all. So yeah, hardware, I'm expecting this hardware is not the greatest quality. I think this is probably pretty cheap hardware. It's got some marks on it there. The pickups, I would guess, probably microphonic as well. I think these will be the cheapest of pickups you can get. Electronics will be the cheapest you can get. I do not feel any frets popping out. It plays all over the neck really well. I don't feel any notes fretting out or anything. Maybe the frets need a bit of a polish. You hear that? I don't know if you hear that squeaking. So I think the frets would need a polish. The nut is not cut properly in terms of, I'll put a close-up in there, but it's too big for the nut slot. And I don't think it's been very well cut, but it plays okay. So the tuners are utter garbage. I can feel them slipping and grinding away. It did stay in tune during that sound test. The strings won't be the best of strings, so that won't be helping. If I was keeping this as stock, which I'm not, I'll tell you in a minute what my plans are, you would have to change the tuners. I think you would definitely have to change the tuners. The pickups, I think, if it was me, I think I would change these pickups out to just even something like, I don't know, put tone riders in it, you know, spend 60 quid and get a set of tone rider pickups or something like that. Or vintage Wilkinson pickups or something like that. So yeah, if you're like a kid and you don't have the budget to buy a Fender guitar, but you see one of these on eBay for like £150, you know, you could probably spend £150 in worse ways. You could spend £150 in better ways as well, but yeah, again, there's a whole ethics behind it. You're buying a counterfeit instrument. Some people have no problem with that. Some people do have a problem with that. When I tried this against, you know, just some justification here, when I tried the pickups against this proper Fender, Fender Japan, blue floral Telecaster, these pickups just sounded way better. They sounded clearer. This guitar plays better as well, but this guitar would have cost 10 times what this costs. And I guess it's a law of diminishing returns. Does this play 10 times better than that? I wouldn't even know how you quantify if something is 10 times better in an instrument, you know. So yeah, pickups I think would need changed for me anyway, and the bridge and the tuners, and I think the nut needs replaced as well. So what are my plans? Well, I have this neck. He's got some neck in him, as we used to say when I grew up. He's got some neck on him. So I have this neck. I got this for free, and I put Greco logo on it because it was on a Greco, and it's got the Greco tuners. So I am going to attempt. My understanding is from the internet. I read it, I googled it. It says that you can fit one of these Stratocaster necks on a Telecaster without too much effort. So, you know, fingers crossed the internet is not lying to me, and I can do that. I have bought a bridge. I have bought a short top loading bridge because, like the Telecaster, which I made a hole in, this one here that I made a hole in, the hole right there that the pickup is in, I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to put a short bridge on here, and I'm going to enlarge the route for a bigger pickup, which is not a Telecaster pickup, but it is a Fender pickup. And I'm going to enlarge the route here and put a bigger pickup in there as well, and see, probably change the electrics as well. But for £150 alone, I'm quite pleased with the body, I have to say. So there you go, folks. That was today's old man video of me trying to justify doing something that some people will disagree with and other people will agree with. You know, it is what it is. You do what you think best. As ever, folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsy's Guitar World. The next time you see this guitar, it will be looking different. Hopefully, it still works. Cheers for now.